Welcome to the history of Bexley Church, the Western Europe headquarters of the Apostolic Faith Mission. UK churches and groups. Our primary churches include Bexley, the headquarters, Peckham, Cranfield, Manchester, Birmingham, and Aberdeen. We have active church groups in Edinburgh, Glasgow, Bristol and Cardiff, Leicester, Coventry, and Sussex. We are also nurturing Bible study centres in Medway, Kent, Tipton, Birmingham, Dagenham, East London, each reflecting our commitment to local outreach and discipleship. Mainland Europe churches and groups. We currently have thriving groups in Paris, France, Constance, Germany, Murcia, Spain, the Republic of Ireland, and Belgium. Plans are in progress to establish ministries in Italy and Northern Ireland, continuing our mission to bring the gospel across new frontiers. 1976 to September 2008. The history of the Bexley Church would not be complete without referring to the humble origins of the current Western Europe district. The work in Western Europe began when Reverend Victor Okosoya moved his family from Nigeria to the United Kingdom, so he could study music at Goldsmiths, University of London. Through Ruth Ashwell, the World Headquarters Secretary to Africa, he obtained the contact information of other Apostolic Faith members who had moved to the UK from Africa, and invited them to meet. In April of 1976, about 8 gathered at his sister's home in Brixton, England, and afterward decided to continue the fellowship. The group grew, and in 1979 rented a church building for meetings. In that same year, they were visited by General Overseer Lois Carver. Also, Reverend Okosoya completed his studies and briefly returned to Nigeria, where he was ordained as the pastor of the London church. Considered an extension of the Nigeria work, the church was under the direction of the Nigerian leadership and remained so through the 1990s. The congregation continued to grow, and in 1982, the current church location in Peckham, England was rented. Growth of the London Church, 1980s to 1990s. During the 1980s, the Africa Headquarters Church in Lagos regularly sent ministers to encourage the work, including annually for a week of special meetings in August. There were also numerous visitors from the Portland Headquarters Church. The London Church was initially comprised of Nigerian students who moved to the UK for studies and chose to settle there after graduation. As that first generation married and had families, there became a need for children's ministries. A boys and girls club was established and held on Sunday afternoons. An invitation was extended to neighborhood children, and many participated in the fun activities while learning about the Bible. As the children grew older, the club was renamed Youth for Christ, which was eventually shortened to Y4C. Music programs were also introduced for elementary students who were encouraged to develop their musical talents by playing in children's church services, special meetings, and holiday programs. In addition to the youth programs, 1 week was set aside each year during the summer months for the youth and their families to spend time in fellowship through recreation. 1 year, the location was near Wales, and the group was able to visit the Moriah Chapel, the birthplace of the Welsh revival. In 2001, the annual Youth Week was narrowed to a weekend youth retreat held each May. Today, youth from all over the UK and Western Europe attend regularly. By the year 2000, the London congregation numbered about 100, and the work had grown to include 8 Bible study centres in England and another 6 in Western European countries outside the UK. In September 2008, God miraculously gave us Bexley Church. The use of the church started for midweek services, resuming for all our saints close to Bexley Church, especially our members around Plumstead and Bromley. Full services resumed in May 2010. The former Blendon Methodist Church was initially dedicated to the Lord as an Apostolic Faith Church in February 2011. Building the prayer room behind the hall. Initial plans for the remodeling of the Bexley Church were approved by the Bexley Council in 2012. This allowed us to build the prayer room and small room, which was mainly used by our answer class for their Sunday school lessons. Acquisition of 15 Penhill Road. In 2011, the church purchased the property at 15 Penhill Road and started using it as a parsonage a few months later. Building of 15A Penhill Road. In January 2017, the ministry decided to start building a semi-detached house, now 15A Penhill Road, for use as a parsonage, with plans to use the converted 15 Penhill Road for use as the headquarters offices for Western Europe. However, this plan did not go ahead, and the 15 Penhill Road property was used as an investment for the church. The parsonage at the Western Europe headquarters was dedicated on Sunday, January 13th, 2019. Remodeling of Bexley Church and building of new offices and prayer room. In 2021, the ministry started the tendering process to build the offices and sanctuary for the church. One of the contractors engaged highlighted a need to have the drawings amended as the standards for the steelwork for the proposed structure had changed from the time the initial plans were approved. Faced with this challenge, the tendering process was abandoned. An architect was engaged and the design of steelwork was done to current standards.
In 2023, the Apostolic Faith Church in Bexley received planning approval for a major renovation project. The works included the construction of a new mezzanine floor at the back hall, a first floor extension above the old prayer room, 6 new dormer windows on the first floor, and alterations to the roofline above the former toilet and kitchen facilities. Construction began in May 2024 and was completed in June 2025. During this period, whilst the sanctuary was under construction, the church temporarily worshipped at Chislehurst and Sidcup Grammar School from August 2024 until February 2025. This short video takes us on a journey showing the church as it was before the works began, through the 3 phases of construction, and finally to the completed project we're celebrating today.
Phase 1 of the renovation focused on the extension above the old prayer room and classroom. On the first floor, this created a brand new prayer room, providing a dedicated quiet space for prayer and reflection. On the ground floor, the extension made way for a much larger semi-commercial kitchen, better suited to the size of the church. The area also includes a kitchenette and a dining space. Together, these now form part of the new fellowship hall, a welcoming space designed to support both church activities and community gatherings.
Phase 2 of the renovation focused on the extension to the old children's hall. On the ground floor, this created a new fellowship hall along with modern toilet facilities. The new first floor extension now accommodates offices and meeting rooms, providing dedicated space for administration and ministry activities. This development also facilitated the relocation of the administrative office from Peckham to Bexley, an office which now serves the entire Western Europe district. This phase of the works also introduced an accessible lift for those with mobility needs, as well as new stairs leading up to the first floor, ensuring the entire building is welcoming and accessible to all. Phase 3 of the renovation centered on transforming the sanctuary itself. The old toilet and kitchen facilities were demolished to make way for an enlarged sanctuary, including an expanded platform area. The works also included replacing the ceiling throughout and installing new lighting, heating, and air conditioning system. These improvements have created a warm and inviting space for worship, a sanctuary that truly reflects the church's motto: Jesus, the light of the world.
Front of the church. This phase also extended to the front section of the church. The welcome area was redesigned to create a serene and inviting church lobby that embodies the welcoming spirit of our faith. In addition, the old pastor's office was converted into a nursery, extending into the main sanctuary, while the AV office on the mezzanine was reconfigured and the front disabled toilet fully renovated. Together, these changes ensure that the church is not only more beautiful, but also more functional and accessible for all who worship here. This renovation marks a new chapter in the life of the Apostolic Faith Church, Bexley. What began as a vision many years ago has now become a reality, a church that is more welcoming, more functional, and equipped to serve both our congregation and our community for years to come. Importantly, with the new offices now established here, Bexley also becomes the home of the Apostolic Faith administrative work for the Western Europe district, supporting the spread of the gospel across the region. We give thanks to God for his provision, and we look forward with joy to all he will continue to do through this church to the glory of his name.